Hello guys and welcome back to another video, and today we are back with History Changed. And this episode, who is texting me? And in this episode, we are going to be focusing on after World War II. This is a whole different climate globally, but some results will stay the same. The very first thing on everybody's mind is empires are bad, so I guess everybody's minds will now be on decolonization somewhat. We will start with the British. I need another map up to get colors. Hold on. Let me just get another map up. And the British will decide to give Libya independence, and the first of the chain of independence movements. This will set up the British are yeah, we're gonna let it happen now. So now other colonies are going to ask for independence, but mainly the French colonies will want independence. But the borders are going to be altered. I feel like we're going to have much stronger countries in Africa because they're going to have more territory. I feel like this is just fitting because this war is way different, so I feel like we should have a way different outcome. Either way, I'm drawing up the borders now. Algeria and Tunisia should be incorporated decently well. Now, these borders aren't going to be perfect by any means, but they'll do for now, I guess. Don't take the borders extremely seriously, I think we're gonna take Cameroon's color for them right here. So now these states are independent, or these colonies. So we'll just pick Chad's color for this colony, that color for that colony. Yeah, all these colonies are just getting independence, which is a very great thing. I think that color's goofy. I'll just give it the regular Algeria color. And now with all these colonies getting independence, it's a matter of time before these ones get independence too. But where will the borders be drawn at is the question. I have a feeling that the borders will be very controversial from here on, but I feel like that will be a country. I definitely want one right there, and I guess this will have to be a country. We're gonna have to probably redo some borders here, I guess. I guess we're gonna have a kind of Niger state. This is just getting annoying. Come on, Harley. Get your stuff together. Now, in between episodes, I might go ahead and try to upgrade these borders, but as of right now, these are going to be the borders. So French Africa is now just crumbling, because they can't hold on to it no matter what they do. It's just bound to fail. And another place that's gonna fail is Syria, which will just get independence. Lebanon is now a part of Syria. Yeah, it's a bit goofy. French territory. There's Indochina, and then the South American territory. I honestly feel like they should just get incorporated here. I mean, these countries are already small down here, so might as well not make a third one. And now Indochina is going to have some troubles. We're gonna get back to Indochina at another time, but this is going to be an Indochina Federation. This will be worked out in the next episode, I guess. So I guess a little historical country in this series, I guess you could say. But we need to talk about the British Raj now. There is so much of a divide here. It is absolutely crazy. These areas are Muslim, these areas are Muslim over here. So I feel like we need to break some stuff away here. I feel like this land over here can break away and form as Pakistan, because that makes sense, but we're gonna let the rest of the British Raj stay intact. This might change in the future, but as of right now, I'm going to allow it to happen. French have given up their colonies, so now we have the slow process of the British trying to do so. This will last multiple episodes. First, Cyprus must be independent, and I guess we're gonna have that be Jordan. So we already have 2 British colonies, or technically 3 British colonies, have currently left the British Empire. And I feel like that's pretty much it I would do for this episode. Also, the British Raj. So yeah, they've definitely had their impact so far. Now we need to talk about the mood between the Soviets and the West. The Soviets are going to have a harsher stance. The West, because, the West will do some different things in this timeline. The West opposes what they're doing, so they oppose the West. It's the Cold War. The Cold War will still start up. Nothing will change that. But we'll have the first American activity in the Cold War, which is in Venezuela. they have to divide Venezuela. Because Venezuela, in this timeline, is about to be communist. The United States wants some land here to have a foothold in South America. But they will leave eventually, you know, with some land, Colombia, I guess some land to Brazil. But this is also against the American ideology here. They would like an independent state, but doing this would make it hard to create an independent state. I don't know, man. It's like a double standard or something. Americans get to keep the territory because it's the Americans. I don't know about it. This small of a Venezuela would not be able to last on its own. But whatever you say, America. This Venezuela is... This is like a puppet Venezuela, basically, of the states. And they might try to force Venezuela to get their land back. Once the time comes, I'd have to say that might happen. Yeah, so the Americans are being hypocrites now. Like that. It's basically the same as in our time. Portugal lost land not that long ago. There should be like around here with the border. And I feel like this would cause like nationalism here. The Portuguese want to throw hands. So they're going to declare war on Spain. And they're going to start pushing it back up for lost territories. This will be a shock, but Portugal's gonna actually have somewhat of a good fighting force here. People want revenge, and well, it's a fascist country, so I don't feel like anybody's gonna directly oppose Portuguese invasion. But you know, some people still won't like the Portuguese invasion, but they're just trying to get their land back from a fascist regime. You can't fault them too much, but from here, it would be a standstill, you know. Spain's way stronger than Portugal, but I feel like they'd have to reach a compromise at some point, which agrees that they need to reset the border for these lands. Bit goofy at the moment, but we're working something here. We're working with something. From funky border to funky border. Portugal has actually won this. Now this is the reason that Portugal is able to win here is because Spain can't really attack Portugal that much, because that might get France mad. They won't like fascist regimes, stuff like that. You know, the West wouldn't like a fascist regime to just steamroll over all of Iberia. So Spain will have to settle for a loss of territory. And Iran has done something bad to the Soviets. So now the Soviets are going to do a war against Iran. They're going to put forces in, and the forces would do well, but they're very soon going to meet a stalemate here. Like, now Iran's ready to put up a big fight, so the Soviets are going to have to stop right here. But they also want to declare war on Finland, so they're just trying to take on everybody, basically. They're an invasion from over here, and which will be semi-successful. But an invasion of Finland now would mean the world is not too proud of the Soviets. They look very aggressive here, in which, yeah, they are being very aggressive. But Iran did attack the Soviets first, but Finland didn't do anything, so Finland's a special case, and you could argue that they'd fight back pretty well, and I have to say yes. And also, international pressure would make it so that they'd once again have to accept an L from Finland, and then they could push out and get the railroad, so I guess they're gonna have to push back the border again with the Finnish. The Finnish must accept that they won't get everything they want. A minor border correction to there is what's going to happen. The Soviets still need to not be humiliated 100%, but I'd say they're very close to the railway, which would deter the Soviets from any further aggression towards Finland. So if you're Finnish, this is actually a great scenario for you, you know? If the Soviets tried to do something, you could instantly get the railroad and control of Karelia. You could probably capture Petrograd. Yeah, the Soviets can't do anything against Finland now, can they? Yeah, they really can't. But what will the last activity be for this episode? We're going to have a French Civil War between the main government, which will probably be around here, and these people down here, which are, they don't like France anymore. They want to, do something else. And this will be a difficult decision for the West. Here, the green team would definitely have a lot of advantage to it, so they'd manage to push up. But so does the North, so yeah. This would be a tricky subject, but yeah, this is a tricky subject. I feel like Germany would, and Italy, and Spain would all help that power though, which is why I'd say this would be like the Spanish Civil War a little bit, but eventually time would go on, they'd manage to capture Paris. The Civil War, this would take years, by the way. This isn't just like a limited time event. And now France is going to get divided. And now a new France exists. Or a new country. This is going to be it for this episode. History's really changing, and the alien kingdom is like absolutely shocked at the absolute shockwave of effects that have happened here. Just from warning, they tried to fix the timeline, but now it's not going their way at all. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you liked it, then make sure to subscribe. And if you really like my content, watch the playlist. I want to get monetized somewhat soon, so that would help me out a lot. Anyways, goodbye.